We're at the Thompson Smelter. William Thompson had erected foundations in this mill site. It also stopped in Yerington, Wubuska, Ludwig, Hudson. Just a lot of little towns, and it looped around. It was built in 1920 by the Mason Valley Mines Company. By 1912, the smelter treated anywhere from 500 to 1,000 tons of copper ore per day. And in 1914, pardon me, this became a town site for, this was a giant factory, this smelter. I mean, it employed probably a couple hundred men. And so, residences, stores, you know, anything, such as shops, cabins, everything surrounded this entire region. If you look, there's a bunch of foundations, and the foundations are behind barbed wire, and you had New Thompson and Old Thompson. They stretched the mile almost 2.5, they stretched the railroad almost 2.5 miles, and they brought it up here to the mill site for the copper. And, you know, you could say, I mean, I could see the road, it's a good mile away, so you had different stops. Like I said, you had Ludwig and Hudson, and you had this smelter. You also had Nordyke. And the Wubuska station, Wubuska's just like a couple miles from here. They took that station and they moved it to Carson City at the train museum. So there's a lot to see. There was about 350 people, maybe 400 that lived here. In 1914, the smelter closed. It reopened in 1917. Then it closed again in 1919. Reopened again in 1926. Closed in 1928. So there wasn't much stability. But if you look around, there's a lot of foundations. There's a lot of bricks. I had to pick up some shoes. I had to pick up some shoes at Dollar General and some sweatpants. I had so much mud on me. But there's a lot of foundations. I'm going to stand up on the hill. It's very remote. What a gorgeous site. This place is full of ruins, and you're allowed back here. But you have the old Thompson and New Thompson. I think old Thompson is here, and then New Thompson's where it's all fenced off, which from the fence I could probably get some pictures of the foundations. This smelter, there's buildings we can go inside. So our main mission here is to explore, maybe get some EVPs of some old activity. They would take the copper and process it in the smelter, and then they would load it on the train cars, and the Beltway went around Yerington and all these local towns, which we're going today. If you look, there's a window in here too. Check this out, there's a window here. This building. Wow. Awesome. Maybe that was the vault. I don't know. But this kind of reminds you of an old Roman temple, an old Roman fort. A lot of foundations, lots of ruins. We'll definitely check out a little of everything here. There's so much to check out in this little area. People forget. This is history right here. This is something that you're not going to see. They only compared this place to American Flats. When they made the concrete, as you can see it's falling apart, they threw in bed springs and bottles and rocks and anything they could find. Look at this concrete. It's just, you got a bunch of rocks in it. If you study it up close, look at that. Pieces of metal and wiring. Wow, and there's lots of bricks everywhere. This place is amazing.